Joining us now with the answers is the president and CEO of Entergy Louisiana, Phillip. Thank you so much for speaking with us this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's talk about these latest numbers and the restoration efforts that have taken place. I know it's only been a day since this storm, but we still have almost 330,000 people in Louisiana without power.
Yeah, so the process we started off with 480,000 customers out. We currently have about 330. So we made progress through the first 24 hours or so. About 150,000 customers have been restored. But the way that process works is we have to go through and assess what the damage is on the system so we can develop a plan. And generally what that will mean is that the first day of restoration of a storm involves a lot of assessment. So you won't see as much progress on that first day because there's a lot of planning going on. The second day, that's today, you'll see tremendous progress as we implement that plan. Now, as we do our assessments and so forth, we are repairing and restoring what we can while we can. So you have seen progress over through that first day. Today is really the big day. We'll see a lot of progress throughout Jefferson, Orleans, throughout the entire state with remaining customers, 330,000 left to restore.
Well, I know people are glad to hear that they're going to see a lot of progress today. Kind of walk us through what you're seeing. You guys did those assessments all day yesterday. I know there's tons of downed trees and power poles. Kind of compare that to other storms and how bad the situation is, please.
Yeah, so really what we're seeing is mostly damage due to vegetation. I was able to go out and visit with crews. They were doing repairs yesterday. Almost everything I saw was due to trees falling on the lines, limbs on the lines, that kind of thing. So the extreme wind that we got into Orleans Parish and Jefferson Parish and the surrounding areas resulted in a lot of damage to the system, primarily driven by that vegetation. Now, what we're not seeing is, except for in the extreme south portion of the state, we're not seeing the kind of damage we saw from Hurricane Laura, which was an extreme storm. This is more in line with the kind of damage that we saw from Hurricane Delta. What we do know is the damage assessments that we've done so far, more than 1,000 poles are down. My guess is that number will continue to rise as we continue to do our assessments and make our repairs and so forth. So this storm is really a big wind event, not a lot of water driven into our system and so forth. And so it will take time to repair the damage caused by trees, caused by the vegetation, that type of thing.
Yeah, and we've seen some of your energy staging sites. We have one of our reporters at one of them this morning. I asked people on social media what they wanted me to ask you this morning. Of course, they wanted a timeline, but someone else asked what I thought was a great question. How do you choose which neighborhood you work on first? Because you got so many without power. What order do you use to choose that?
Yeah, so that first of all, our priority is to get on hospitals, fire stations, police stations. We also prioritize communication systems. So that's things like making sure your phones and internets and so forth are powered. In addition to that, we look at where can we get the most power on to the largest group of people. So if we have an opportunity to make some repairs and get on 5,000, 3,000, 2,000 customers in a single repair, we're going to go after that first. If you have neighborhoods where it's smaller amounts of customers that will be on first, those repairs are generally will be queued or prioritized further down that chain. The real priority here is most of the priority customers, hospitals and so forth, that type of thing was completed yesterday. We'll still have some things that we're doing today. Today we'll be focused on getting big chunks of customers on throughout our viewing area.
All right, and we do have to let you go. We're out of time, but I do want to quickly ask, we've been hearing 7 days is the timeline we should expect for all power to be restored. Is that correct?
So it's 7 to 10 days, typically after a Category 2 storm. The damage that we've seen thus far, we believe we will be able to do that. Now, keep in mind, 90% of the customers will be restored in that 7 to 10 day period. That means most customers will be on well before that.
Gotcha.
And we appreciate customers' patience as we continue to restore power.
All right, Phillip, we appreciate you so much for joining us this morning with those updates. Thank you so much.